Yep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 12 Pick'em. I'm your host, Sam Godsey, joined with Tanner Dislin, as always, and a first-time guest, Miles Henrichs. Miles, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here for the first time.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that you haven't been on, to be honest. That's on us. But
It's on
That's
us.
all
It
good.
is on us.
just a quick update on the Pick'em standings. I lead with a record of 58 and 27, 5 and 6 in Superdog, and Tanner 49 and 36, 3 and 8 in Superdog. I actually had a perfect week last week, which is unheard of. So pretty pumped up about that. Our guest picker Alonzo went 4 and 3, hit his Superdog as well. He sits in
Damn.
third place. So Miles, you got some big shoes to fill. So let's just hop right into it. Starting Saturday morning, we got number 9 Notre Dame taking on number 22 Pitt. Miles, who you got?
I got Notre Dame in this one. Not doing anything too fancy. I think number nine, they deserve to be there, and I see them taking home the win.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love, man, he's finally, I mean, I wouldn't say finally, but he's playing like the player we thought he'd be. He was the early season Heisman favorite. Didn't really start out too hot. He's kind of faded out of the Heisman talks, but he's been so good recently. And when you're able to run the ball like Notre Dame has with a fantastic running back, it's pretty easy to win games and close games because I do think this will be close. Pitt is a little bit better than I would say the average person thinks they are, although Pat Narduzzi's comments this week had me a little scared with that comment, but I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with y'all. Notre Dame, Jeremiah Love, one of the best offensive weapons in college football this year. So not gonna overthink this one. Give me the Irish. Moving on, though, we have our alma mater traveling to Southern California, Iowa, taking on the Trojans of USC. Miles, who you got?
Yeah, Iowa USC. I think this one's interesting because the if you just look at like the rankings, the numbers, you kind of think, "Ooh, this looks like it might be a good game, like a close game." But I think if you're really paying attention to what's going on this year, I think it's not even close. I think Iowa just destroys. I think this is a comfortable victory for the Hawkeyes.
I love it. I love
Let's
it.
go, Miles. I'm glad I wish I had your optimism because Iowa and the state of California is not a match that has fared well in the past for us, man. It's been rough. I think USC, I've said it a couple times. I think USC is a completely different team at home. That offense is fast. Mayava, their quarterback, has played well throughout the year. The defense is a little bit better than USC of years past. But to be honest with you, after the heartbreak of last week for Iowa, I do not see them marching into USC and getting a win. I think playing USC on the road is a tougher test than playing Oregon at home. I was more confident going into last week than I am going into this week. I think USC wins this one on at home.
Not so fast. Give me the Hawkeyes. I
Let's
I
go. All right.
I totally agree. Jordan Mayava is has been playing well this season, but I don't think he's faced a defense as good and as experienced as the Iowa Hawkeyes. I am a little worried about it being played on the road. Unfortunately, I was there for the Rose Bowl last time we were in Southern California, so a little worried about that. But I think Iowa takes care of business here. Moving on, though, we got battle of the top of the SEC, Oklahoma taking on Alabama. Miles, who you got?
Exciting SEC matchup. I think I got to go Alabama on this one. I think it'll be kind of a back and forth game, but I lean Alabama here.
Yeah, I look, Oklahoma's not beating Alabama. It's just not happening. Ty Simpson has been playing. I think what is he? He's top three at least in Heisman odds right now, only behind Mendoza and Julian Sayin. He's playing incredible. He's playing a lot better than I thought he would. They have weapons. They figured it out. Alabama has. I do not trust this Oklahoma team. Give me Alabama.
Yep, I think Ty Simpson absolutely tears this Oklahoma defense up, and I just think they just go balls to the wall. Give me Bama here. Moving on, though, we have another top 10 matchup in the SEC. We got Texas traveling down to Athens, Georgia to take on the Bulldogs. Miles, who you got?
I go Texas for a little upset here. Feeling Texas.
Look, if this game was in Austin, I agree with you. Going into Athens, Georgia is no simple task. Georgia's offense is insane. I'm very interested to see how these two, like the Texas defense has been fantastic all season. The Georgia offense has been fantastic all season. Georgia's defense really scary. Texas has figured things out. They're playing much better football, but I think Georgia gets this win at home. Give me the dogs.
As y'all know, I am the biggest Texas hater, but something's telling me to go with the
Uh-oh.
Longhorns. Hook 'em horns, baby. I
Oh,
just
screenshot
think
that. Screenshot that. You're never
clip
gonna get that
that.
again.
Clip that.
Uh-oh.
Screenshot
Absolutely.
that.
Caught it.
I just think this is the perfect Kirby Smart lackadaisical day, and Texas is going to sneak up and get a W here. So give me the Longhorns. I hate everything I said there, but we ride. But moving on to the NFL slate, we got the Bucks taking on the Bills. Miles, who you rolling with?
Bucks Bills. I think this is it's a good one because both teams you'd expect them to look a little bit better than they do right now. I think the Bucks are looking a little questionable mainly because of the injuries. I think if Irving is healthy, I feel better about them here. Um, I'm also feeling a little sketchy about the Bills because they did have a pretty embarrassing showing against the Dolphins last week. So, their strength is kind of called into question a bit. I think I do lean Bills here. I think if they haven't already, the last week should have kind of lit a fire under them and got them going. So I think they win in a close matchup here.
Yeah, both of these teams desperately, desperately, desperately need a win. Um, I tend to agree with you, Miles. I just think when it comes down to it, the Bills defense is a problem, but the best players on the Bills are playing in this game, and the best players on the Bucks are a majority not. I mean, Baker, other than Egbuka, has no one to throw the ball to right now. Mike Evans down. I think Godwin's still down. He was back for a bit, but then went back down. It's just a disaster with the on the injury front for Tampa Bay, and I believe this game's in Buffalo. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I think just at home, weather's getting a little colder. Obviously, Tampa not used to that. Give me the Bills at home, and please, for the love of God, Joe Brady, use James Cook.
Yeah. Yeah, that these two teams have had a crazy season. Y'all kind of dove into it. The Bills have all the studs talent in the world and just not living expectations. The Bucks injured. The only player they got is Abuka and my guy Baker. And I'm going with Baker because he is a
If anyone's gonna
dog.
do it, if
He
anyone's gonna
if
do it,
anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. So I'm gonna have the Bucks here. Moving on though, we have the Seahawks taking on the Rams. Both teams red hot right now. Miles, who you got?
Yeah, both teams definitely on fire right now. I don't know if I'm kind of over indexing on the recent games for the Seahawks, but they have just looked absolutely insane. I know they've played kind of like not great teams, but I just feel like they've been crushing these teams. JSN looks insane. The connection between Darnold and him, just like it's looking so strong. And Rams, I mean, I think the Rams look incredible as well, but I'm really feeling the Seahawks right now. I think the Seahawks win this one.
look, both these teams are really good. It's the class of the NFC West. Um, the Seahawks have been red hot. When is the Sam Darnold game coming? Because look, last time Sam Darnold played the Rams, it did not go well for Sam Darnold and did not go well for me. And for that reason, it's going to happen again. And I'm going to go with the Rams. I feel like again, we talked about it a little bit on the episode this week, Sam, how right now the Rams are have the second best odds to win the Super Bowl, and they're they're not being talked about. Why are they not being talked about? They have weapons on defense. They rush the passers. Matthew Stafford is an MVP candidate. Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams are as good a 1-2 punch as you're going to find in the NFL. So give me the Rams to get this one over the Seahawks and improve. I believe that's 7-3 then if they win that, or excuse me, 8-2, nine
Yeah,
and two, something like that. The, the,
something
the
like that.
Ram, the Rams are playing good football. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I think this is a real pick 'em game.
Yeah, it is.
But I think this is going to be the statement win for the Rams. Like you said, Taryn, we talked about how Matthew Stafford is number two in MVP in our eyes, at least. So I think this could be a huge like bump up when competing with that Jonathan Taylor and his crazy season. But give me the Rams here. We got the Chiefs taking on the Broncos in Mile High. Miles, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, for this one, if you just look at the records, just look at the standings, it heavily favors the Broncos. But I'm still a little skeptical on the Broncos. I think they're winning games that are closer than they feel like they should be. Um, I think Bo Nix has looked a little shaky. He's not finding Sutton, and they need that connection to be stronger to really be winning games. Um, and I feel like the Chiefs are just hard to beat, even though they've had some struggles this year. I do think the Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos here.
Miles, that's a great pick. The Broncos offense has been brutal to start this year. Again, the record, like you said, doesn't tell the whole story. They've been they've made it's taken miraculous comebacks to beat the Giants. They what is that ugly Thursday night game where they play? I can't remember. They played like the hapless Raiders and barely survived with a win. Took a missed field goal in the fourth quarter just to prevent it from going to overtime. I just don't believe in this Broncos right now. That defense is legit, but on the other side, you have a desperate Patrick Mahomes, a team that's on the outside looking in right now. Give me the Chiefs.
Yep. For all the reasons y'all said, I got the Chiefs. Something is telling me pick the Broncos. It's a huge bounce back game, but I think the Chiefs are just in that zone where they're about to flip a switch and it's going to be scary hours, especially after a disappointing loss to the Bills a couple weeks ago. So give me the Chiefs here, but an awesome matchup to round out this pick 'em. The Lions taking on the Eagles. Miles, who you got?
Yeah, I think I mean Eagles also having a solid season record wise. Um, and honestly, I do feel like they're doing pretty well, but the kind of frustration with AJ Brown, like not being able to get who probably should be your best receiver the ball, even though they're winning games. I mean, I think eventually that's going to catch up with them if they don't get that figured out. I mean, he's saying like he's telling his fantasy owners to drop him. It's like he's obviously super frustrated, and that might kind of build tension and I mean potentially cause issues on the offense. I think the Lions are looking really strong. I feel like their offense looks great, and um, yeah, I feel like Lions got this one.
Another great pick, Miles. I completely agree with you on this one. The key for me in this, the health of Lane Johnson for the Eagles. Their excellent tackle. He went down against the Packers in that big time win for the Eagles. Doesn't look like he's going to be ready to play in this one. And I just think of what the Lions played a game earlier in the year against the Ravens, where Ravens at that point hadn't had all the injuries. They marched into Baltimore, got that win. I think the same thing happens here. Obviously, AJ Brown's situation is just mind-boggling. Like what's going? He's always hated Jalen Hurts, right? We can all agree. Like finally, the people who saw that and we all realized that we're winners today because just a crazy, crazy scenario out in Philly. But yes, I like the Lions here, even though they're on the road. I think they march into Philly and get the win.
Not so fast. Give me the Eagles. You know what cures all the drama? Winning. And I think this could be an opportunity for the Eagles. We've seen them play ugly, ugly football, come out with the win. We've seen them put up points and get a big win. So I like the balance. I know Lane Johnson probably won't play, which does concern me for sure. But I'm gonna save the graphic. So give me the Eagles here. But that leads to Superdogs. As y'all know, 3 points for outright win, 2 points for cover, 1 point for a push. Miles, who is your Superdog for this week?
All right, super dog for this week. I'm gonna look for 2 points here. I'm gonna go with the New York Giants against the Packers in this one. Um, I think the spread's 7 right now, in favor of the Packers. I'm scared to say the Giants will win, but I do think that they have a decent shot in this one. And I mean, for one, on the Packers side, like the game last week, they looked a little shaky. I think since the Kraft injury, I mean, it happened pretty recently, but it's feeling like without him, their offense might be struggling a bit. I'm not feeling too optimistic about them. And then on the Giants side, we finally get to see Jameis Winston suit up, and something's
Yes.
got me feeling good. I like I don't even remember the last time I saw him play, but like it feels like he's just been like powering up for months, just like collecting energy. Um, and it just feels like
I
he's
love
just
it.
about to let it rip. Like, I know some people don't believe, but I do think he's about to pop off. So
Let's
I got to
go.
go Jameis
I love
Winston
it.
and the Giants.
I love it.
The Jameis bump.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. Sam, by the way, real quick, I'm debating a switch. Is your super dog in the Big 12 by chance?
No, you're
Okay,
good.
I'm switching. All right. I'm going to take you to the Big 12 because I'm going to go down to Waco, Texas in the Baylor Bears. They're getting 8.5 points. They are Um, welcoming in Utah into Waco. Utah has been an up and down team. I think we've talked about them a little bit in the episode during the week. They're coming off 2 weeks ago. They were manhandled Cincinnati, and I think going into Baylor is a really tough test. Baylor last week took care of UCF. Can kind of capture that momentum. The past couple of weeks took really tough road losses at Cincinnati and at TCU, two tough places to play. Again, the Big 12, it seems this year is such a big home and away swing conference. But I think the Bears cover. Give me Baylor plus 8.5 this weekend.
Yeah, I love their quarterback. Sawyer Robertson can absolutely sling the rock. Don't hate that one at all. Um, for my super dog, I'm going crazy this week. Give me the Virginia Cavaliers
Mm.
+4 against Duke. Now, y'all know what we talked about in the podcast this week, how the ACC is absolutely chaos right now. Virginia has looked ass the past couple weeks. Lost to Wake Forest this past Saturday. Kept it close with Cal. Kept it close with UNC. But all you need is a cover here. So give me +4 Virginia. I think they uh, had the wake up call they needed, and give me Virginia +4.
ESPN bet has 5.5.
Okay, I'm gonna take that extra 1.5 then. Um, so 5.5.
Five and a half
Sweet.
is available. So
Yeah, I'm gonna take that then.
and I'm gonna double check
Uh,
Miles real quick. Miles, what you have the Giants?
Giants.
I see 7.5 is the best I see.
Mm,
Is that what you had? Is that what you said?
okay, I saw 7, but yeah, 7.5 sounds
Seven
about
and a
right.
half is available on ESPN Bet. How about
There you go.
ESPN Bet giving us
Okay.
a little grace on the dogs?
But that is our super dog, Miles, your old roommate. Keegan Turnbow is our guest picker
Boo.
later with 9.
Uh-oh.
He went 6-2. Hit his super dog. You think you top him this week?
I think so. I think I got that.
Let's go. I love it. I love the confidence. But Miles, thank you so much for coming on. First time guest, not the last time for sure, but thanks so much for coming on.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate you,
having me.
Miles.
It's fun.